he expressed to me that he wanted something for him from me. You know, and I told him, I said, I write you letters. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool, but you don't share with me with the cool gifts. Like, you can draw, you can make music. He's like, I want to be part of everything. So I told him, you got that. And that got me back in the booth, right? And I noticed my music was different. I knew I wanted to make a song for him, so I made a song about us. So right now, I'm gonna share that with you briefly before I show you what else he's done to me, for me, and wants me to share with you. This song is called Opulence, and it describes a little bit of my journey. I hope you enjoy it and get something out of it. Opulence, I'm an optimist. I will not submit. Problem kid. Chris. Arms. You ever been broke and still feel like you're rich? Pray with some faith, sit and wait on your shit, cause you know that it's coming. And even if you were bumming, know the Lord wants it something. He don't love you for nothing. You ever struggle to get it, then was happy you got it, then live off your blessings. So the money, no object. Ever tell him you hate him, but deep inside know you love him. Ever fight for your shit, I mean your wife and your husband. Ever wanted to end it, but was glad that you didn't. And despite your decisions, you got a right to be living. Never forgiving yourself for the pain that you felt and the pain it helps. Can't keep hating yourself. Ever felt it was over, then felt a tap on your shoulder. You look back at Jehovah, and he laughed like I told you I got you forever. So go forward, do better, but please don't you ever, never forget we got feeling the optimist. I'm an optimist. I will not just give up. I'm a problem kid. I will not submit. Nobody acknowledge this. From the bottom, straight to the top. I got a feeling the optimist. I'm an optimist. I will not just give up. I'm a problem kid. I will not submit. Nobody acknowledge this. From the bottom, straight to the top. Straight to the top. I wanted to change. So that's just like a snippet of it. That's not my beat. It's like a beat I got off of an instrumental. So don't nobody come try to sue me and all that. I ain't trying to put that out in that. I just want to share y'all. I want to share something with y'all that I created for God. He loved that song too, man. I remember when I made it, he made it hail outside. It was crazy. But anyway, so after I did the music that he asked me to make, right, he started giving me these ideas, right? Because I skipped the part, right? When I was locked up, I only used to use my talent when I was locked up. So I draw brothers' pictures and stuff like that in exchange for canteen. But I never used it outside on the street. So as I did that, I had this celly, right? And the celly used to make dream catchers. So he was interested though in making children's books. So he said, D, I write like you a writer. So he was like, yo, I want to write a children's book. I don't know how to draw, so if I write, I want you to illustrate it for me. So, oh, that's cool. That'd be cool, you know. And I was flattered in the offer, right? So then I went, at the time I was going to a parenting class, and the teacher's name was Miss Diana. So I shared my vision with Miss Diana, right? And see, this is how spirit works. Because some other lady came in, everybody knew what I do, like writing and things of that nature, right? So some other teacher, I never seen her before, she comes in and she says, Derek, you write, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you draw, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, why don't you make your own children's books? You know what I mean? See, planted. You know, I didn't know that. I gave you great advice, but I still at the time didn't pay any attention. So, when I got out, I was working overnights. And this idea came to me, my first book idea. You know, because I'm a single father, and I try to find all the ways I can to connect with my son, right? And at the time, especially back then at the time, so it came up, God gave me the idea for this book called You Still Got Your Dad, you know? And he gave me the character, gave me the story, It was these little orange people, like up here. You know what I'm saying? First book. This is the first one. You see about your dad, right there, right? When I decided to go ahead and go with it, right? I didn't know nothing about making books. I didn't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. But I knew it was on my heart to do it. So that began my journey of trying to figure it out. So this is what I did. This is one of some of the mistakes I made, right? Because this is me trying to come up with characters, you know? So I figured my thing was going to be, I wanted to be different, right? I wanted to stand out. But I wanted everybody to feel like they could be a part of what I was doing. So these are some of my first characters when I started, right? And I didn't even know the size to make the pictures on. So I started making them on these big papers and shit. So much time I wasted on this shit. I didn't have to make them this big. So I did all of these things, trying to figure it out, right? Once I got the hang of it, right, I started making the pictures on regular paper. You know, we had to emphasize them and start putting them on regular stuff, right? Then I realized they didn't have to be all big or posted. They could be like this. So then he started giving me book after book, right? So the way it goes is he gives me the idea. I illustrate the character. Then he gives me the story, and I can illustrate that way, page by page, based off of the words of the story, right? And then I just kept working. And then hundreds, these are all different books. I've drawn, over the past couple of years, I've drawn thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. Colored thousands and thousands of pictures. Trying to get it right. Each time I thought I was getting it right, I was getting closer, but I wasn't there. So I don't know if you noticed, but all of these are my beginning ones, right? They all lack background, right? So I was making these pictures and then putting the words here. And, you know, I thought that was dope, but that wasn't working. I mean, pictures in the background, they gotta be full. So that was another lesson I learned. On top of that lesson, right, I learned the lesson about self-love. Because I noticed something in my pictures. I noticed something in this orange, right? Is that somewhere there had to have been like some type of hatred or disgust for self, right? Because why am I making orange people and I'm not making black people, right? So that's what God has showed me. Because I got everything all going. I was very, very excited. I was ready. Boom, got all my own orange people. I had did like, at the time, I think I did like 17 books. So this was the last part. This was part of some marketing I wanted to do. So what I did was, I got this poster, and you can see I put every character you see up here has their own book. That's what those boxes, the white boxes are that they're holding. So my idea was to do the poster. So I drew the poster by hand or whatever, and then I needed to scan it. I needed to get it scanned so then I could use the computer to put everybody's book inside their square. So make it look like they was all holding their own books. Problem was, that's why I ran into a tower moment, because I took this thing, I think I went all over Massachusetts, man, trying to get this thing scanned, but the orange wouldn't come out on the poster. And as you can see, I've had no problem getting the orange scanned before, right? Same thing. When it came to this poster, right, I hit a roadblock. And I couldn't understand. I was frustrated. I was just, you just keep running the roadblocks. You'd be like, damn, man. So then, Spirit spoke to me. Because after that, I just put it up here and use it as an inspiration to keep me motivated so I don't forget what my purpose is and what I'm supposed to be doing. So I was sitting there one day and something came to me. Spirit had me look up at it. I was looking, and it dawned on me. This was my vision board. And that was crazy, right? So let me tell you some magic that happened.
when I initially did this, right, before I had any of this stuff up here, I cut out 4 pictures that I wanted to put up there. And I cut this 20-pound paper that I used for these images, right? When I cut the paper, I cut the images out, I wanted it to be sized perfectly for the square head. So I guesstimated here, cut them, and then I wanted to go put it up to go see if it fit. And this is where the crazy thing happened, right? When I put the picture up here, right? It's like the picture just across the thing. Swear to God. I could just magnet it to the poster. And I was bugged because I didn't put no glue, no nothing, no tape or nothing on it yet. So I grabbed it, peeled it off. And it had like a suction sound and everything. So I peeled it off. I'm like, yo. So then I put it back. And I took the other pictures. And one by one, I did the same thing and they all stuck. It was crazy. I was blown away, so I backed up. I was tripping. That shit was dope. This person I used to deal with, right? She was in the kitchen. And I was so excited. I'm like, yo, come here. So then she knew what I was doing, right? And she seen the pictures up there. So she's like, oh, that dope, it fits and shit. I said, yeah, that's cool, right? Check it out. They sitting up there by themselves. I'm not holding them up there. They doing it by themselves, right? And she like, what? So I peels them off, showed her the back, and went up there, stayed for about a minute. And then one by one, in the order that I put them up, they started to come off. But they didn't just slide off. They peeled off and fell down. So that was the confirmation for me. The thing that I put here was going to show up in my life, right? One of the things up here on this vision board that God showed me, right? If you can see, is the door in the heart. I had experienced so much pain and hurt, right? That I closed off my heart. I shut it down. My shit was beat down too. Like much as they don't do thread, needles, band-aids and shit. So I had to lock up what was left of it, right? So I was coming out of my dark place, right? God said, Derek, the key to your power in particular is love. You have to open your heart back up. This is when he started showing me the power I had in my hand. So he showed me the image of the door, right? So I drew the door. He told me to put the lock, breaking the lock off. He told me to draw the whole thing, same way you see it that way. I'm obedient, so I drew it, I created it. Then he told me to put this up there. Let's see if I can see from here. He says, I now open the locked door to my heart. I now allow an abundance of love and happiness to flow into my life. And it has been happening since then. I still have some false people around me, but, you know, what the devil means for your harm, God gonna use for your good, right? Anyway, so where was I? Okay, vision board. Well, actually, yeah, I'm done with the vision board. But I will tell you this about the vision board, right? He told me I could have all of this stuff. I just gotta follow a couple rules, right? Number 1 rule was to believe. In all of those visions I was seeing, all of the things he was telling me to do, I had to believe that it was him guiding me, right? Even though I had a lot of people doing a lot of things, trying to get my attention in a negative way, right? He told me I had to be still. He said, don't do nothing out of anger or to try to get somebody back. He said, I got you, right? So I'm like, I can handle that. I got self-control. He said, all right, can you handle not even thinking about doing something negative to them? I don't want you sending no negativity anybody's way. I don't want you wishing bad on nobody. That's when I started wishing everyone well. And I meant it. Even though they didn't wishing on me. You know? Because it's my hope. The same way I got to that point, right? People would get to that point. You know? And So boom, the last thing he said was, and just don't quit. So many times, so many times I wanted to quit. Right? I want to show you something real dope, right? Before I show you the other books. But I did this book. I'll be right back. I did this book right here, right? Here's a rough copy of it. This is called Little Chicken and the Eagle, right? I want to share this with you real quick. This is actually the, well, let me show you this first. This is my office. I couldn't afford an office, so I had this space in my hallway outside my bedroom, and I turned it into my office. You know, and it works perfectly. It fits me. I love it. You know what I mean? You gotta make something out of nothing, baby. But yeah. So check this out. Now, bear with me because I didn't get it edited or nothing like that just yet, right? But I want you to check this story because this story has another story inside of this one that God pointed out to me, and I want to share it with you, right? So story goes on. Well, I changed it around, but like I said, you get it. One day a man found an egg on the ground. He didn't know where it came from, even though he looked all around. There was no nest or broken tree limbs. So he put the egg with his chickens and hoped it would hatch with them. The egg cracked open and out came an eagle. Then the eagle lived like a chicken and did what they do. But everywhere the chickens went, the eagle could never fit in. He was too big, so they would all laugh at him. He even tried to eat off the ground like the rest of the chickens. But his beak was too large to eat crumbs off the ground with them. The things chickens like, the eagle didn't like to do. He really wanted to fly, but chickens stayed by the coop. Sometimes he would stretch and spread his wings real wide. Then the chickens would get mad and the little eagle would cry. One day the eagle saw a big bird flying high in the sky. Then the chicken said, "You'll never fly, so don't even try." For the longest time, the little eagle thought like a chicken. But deep down inside, he just knew he was different. One day an older eagle was flying high up above. He saw the little eagle and wanted to know who he was. He asked the little eagle what he was doing down here with the chickens. "Don't you know you're an eagle who can fly higher than them? You were born to fly the highest in the sky. I believe you can do it. Then give it a try." Then the eagle took off through the trees and soared into the wind. Now he knew he was an eagle. He never thought like a chicken again. And like I said, that was just a rough draft. Don't judge me about how choppy it was and all that stuff. I know. But I wanted to get to something, right? I want to show you the other story, the spiritual story, right? So check it out. In all my pictures, all of these, my covers and all my drawings, every one you see the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun. For me, the sun represents the spirit, right? The spirit's always there. This egg here, right? I'm going to translate the story how God translated it for me. This egg is us in the beginning, helpless. You know, you got people that's already here looking to get you, right? But God always sends somebody to help you out. You know, you can't help yourself. People come to get you and they have intuition. Spirit gives them intuition on how to help you. They protect you from the people. They always send you somebody that's going to be happy to help you. Always remember that. They're going to be happy to be doing you a service. Right? So check this out. Still, the egg, defenseless. But he is, he done got a home. He got people. He got all of these things added on to him, unbeknownst to him. Right? All spirits help. Always there watching God. Right? So yeah, now, boom, it's time to come out the house. right? There's no mirrors. So he thinks he looks the same way all the rest of them. He think he just like them, but he's not. Spirit's still watching though. When you try to fit in, you go out there, you think, you see all these people and how they all look alike, they all doing the same things, and you think you're fitting in, you think you're part of it, but you're not. The Spirit's still watching you, always, never leave you. You're always looked over, right? When you start to feel different, man, places and things you used to do ain't gonna fit you no more. The places that used to accept you aren't going to accept you anymore, right? Look at him, he's distraught, right? The Spirit's happy because it's uncomfortable, because it's time to move. When you don't move, people begin to show their real colors. They begin to really show you how they really don't like you. This is where you meet all your frenemies and things of that nature. Like, they let you be around, but you're the butt. Everybody's joke, right? Spirit's watching. Spirit knows. Spirit supporting you. But Spirit needs you to come out the fog and wake up and realize you deserve better than this shit, right? Some people don't get it initially, and they figure they start changing themselves. They start doing what they do. They eat off the ground like, yo, maybe this will make y'all like me if I lower myself to be like y'all, right? Spirit's like, okay, but that ain't it. People are going to go out of their way to mock you, harass you, laugh at you, all because you're different. But see, he's not different in a bad way. He's different in a good way. They're trying to ridicule him and think that all of this gift is a bad thing, because they don't want him to realize he's an eagle. Right? Sometimes in the effort to fit in, we get down in the dirt, dirty with all of these little chickens, man. You know what I'm saying? We be thinking that that's what we're supposed to do, when in essence it's no. So I want you to notice something. Even though he's here, right? He's in the midst of it. You can see he know this ain't where he's supposed to be. This is wrong. Spirit realizes that he's getting it, right? When you start to let things go and all the things people say about you to hold you back, God starts to give you visions of what you're really supposed to be doing. These are the things he puts on your heart, and you're supposed to believe. This eagle knows he's supposed to fly, but he's not flying, right? Spirit's there. So this is when you start. This is when you get that feeling. This is when you start feeling happy. Like, I just know what I know. You don't know why you feeling it. You don't know why you feel rich. You don't know why you feel different. You don't know. But you know. And check this out. All of these people know. The chickens, they know. They been know. They just didn't want you to know. But see, now, you figuring it out. Look how angry they are. Look how bad they are. Still eating worms and stuff. But anyway, when they see you doing that, I think you're feeling yourself a little bit too much, man. You know, so they'll say hurtful things, man. They try to talk about your dreams, they talk about you. Anything to bring down that self-esteem. You was feeling a little bit too happy, man. We ain't feeling that shit. You was feeling a little bit too happy, bro. Look at them. They all going crazy. They mad. You know what I'm saying? You even got a couple people trying to copy him. Look. They all try to spread their wings, though. Right? Don't think you're alone. This is where I had to come to an understanding. Because for the longest time, I kept feeling alone, man, but Spirit's there. Spirit's seeing what's happening to you. It doesn't like it. When you hurt, they hurt. And they watching who's hurting you. They're watching. All of them. Right? Then, usually, spirits start to send you signs. Signs of what you're really supposed to be doing. Signs, synchronicities, things of that nature. Right? Wake up. The spirit telling you to wake up. That's what you're supposed to be doing. The closer you get to realizing who you're supposed to be, the more intense these people are going to try to stop you. Because now they realize they haven't treated you good. They haven't been good to you. And they can't go where you're going. Sometimes the dream, depending on your dream, could take a little longer. You know, especially if it's a massive one. So you find yourself in the time of waiting. Right? Waiting. And you feel like you just cannot get away from these people. The spirit smiling. See him smiling again? Because there's a promise coming. He don't know it though. But it's coming. This is when promises happen. When you break free. When you've had enough. And you stand up for yourself. Fight back. Separate yourself. See how now they showing their true colors. He's over here alone. Now they all over here. Right? Now, see Spirit's face? That's enough. No more of that. No more of that. And this is when he sends the angels. It's usually somebody you don't know, but they got the answer to all your problems. All the things you can't figure out. And usually, you don't even see him coming. Look at him. He's oblivious. You don't even see this big old pretty great eagle coming to help him out. He's oblivious. Spirit sees him because he sent them. Right? This person shows up. It's usually an angel of yours. And he's coming to help you. He's got the answer. Right? This person usually comes, angel, whatever you want to call it, and they tell you what you're missing. You reduce your fears. This eagle thought these chickens were the bee's knees. He thought they was everything. And you got this eagle come down here and pick them up in his hand. Like, what are you doing? Are you kidding me? What? You afraid of these chickens? Why are you even down here with the chickens? You don't know you're an eagle? You know, and as easily as he picked the problem up, drop it down. It's nothing. Now he's learning the truth. All the power that these chickens had was imaginary. It wasn't real. It was never real. It's mental. But he's free now. He's realizing it. Not only that, he's got the backup now. The tricks, the games, the illusions don't work no more. Now they're watching you change into something special. They all watching. Because they still want to be a part of it. But they know they can't. Once you start to believe spirit and what God's telling you in your ear that you can do, what you feel in your spirit that you can do, you will do it. You take off. Right? You're going to take off and you're going to go with your soul family. You're going to go with the people you're really supposed to be with. And you're going to leave all these losers on the ground. This is how they're going to be looking at you. So that was the spirit. That was the story inside the story for me. Like that helped me a lot. Because for a long time, man, I really thought something was wrong with me. Some things was wrong with me, you know? But not to the degree of I didn't deserve nothing. On this board here, right? I write down spiritual messages he gives to me. Recently, I got my wings. I gotta send a shout out to somebody to help me get these wings. without your deception, without your lies, your slander, basically without you being Judas in my life, I would have never been pushed to do what I'm doing. And even though it's really, really messed up, I gotta thank you, Shanae. I wish no ill will towards you. I actually pray that you get everything you deserve. Whatever God wants for you is good for me. Bless. So anyway, all of these little signs for me to keep going forward. So what happened with these books, right? So I got all these ideas. I did 17 books. My work started to get an upgrade. Right now, I'm currently doing this book over. This book is called Princess Mia. This book right here is, this book actually, right, because it has 2 little girls in here, right, and there's a family setting. I also have 2 little girls, right, and I'm not able to see them right now. So what I do, right, I write things out the way I want them to be. I create stories the way I like to see them. So in this book, I created a happy family with the 2 little girls in the way I wanted to see things, you know? So a lot of these books I thought was ready to go. And God said, do it one more time. I'm like, do it one more time. He's like, do it one more time. Because I did it so many times, and he was like, I got something for you. So check what happened, right? When I was obedient, I did her book over. I'm in the middle of doing this right now, right? He asked me to do that, and something happened. He upgraded my picture, my art. So this is her new cover. This is the old, that's the new. Obviously, I'm not gonna go through it that way. Check it out. He just upgraded my work. Like my pictures are getting crazy, and he knows why I want to do it. I really enjoy being a light, man. You know, being part of something bigger than me. I really got this thing now where I'm like loving on black. You know, I know a lot of people can identify with this, right? Where you be in a store or just anywhere,